Hey, good morning on this Tuesday. This is Derek Demore with Futures Demore and Futures Networks Live, and we're here for some positive points at breakfast, which we did today, trading all three markets. It was kind of crazy. This is kind of what I did this morning. I kind of had the charts up where we had the M2K sitting, we had the MNQ, we had the MES, and we were looking at all of them, and it was fun. It was a really good morning, and I just want to kind of go over each one, separately, and then we made money in every one, and which one was leading which, so we can kind of go through and then check the dailies and how bad I did yesterday. So, so opening bell was interesting because we had this pullback. We talked about the RSI, down here when we were triple bottoming. 4450 was a line in the sand. We finally kind of got above it. The RSI was down in the 30s. We thought, hey, buy opening bell. It usually comes right to about between 45 and 50. Sure enough, opening bell, it's at 53. So trade, this is going to be something we're going to look at, trading to the 50 that's interesting that 10 minutes before we were extreme on the RSI, and so it did pull back. So that's just one thing we're looking at as a little trading group, and it's a new thing that one of our members, Timothy, came up with, and I think it's great. So because every day at opening bell we're always like, oh, surprise, surprise, it's right around 50 again. Just in general, this looked like it was starting to go long and go to the 200 period because we had a new higher high. And so we did go long, did make a few points, but then it basically, where I got in, I actually got in at 40. So I got in right at market, and it only went up about 3 points. And then I got out because of the double tap, and I think I made 2. And then it came down, and I put a limit order at 46.25 and took it up and made another 3, I think. So all in all, 6 points the hard way. And then it just started going down. And now we noticed that 37 to 38.50 was an area to go long. And I had a limit order there, but I took it off because I'm doing this video. And that would have been a money trade. Basically give me 7 points. So far, it looks like this is going to turn around. Now here, let's go to the dailies, because the dailies are showing a couple things that are really interesting. And, now it looks like we're back. As long as this closes above the 44.50, it looks like we're going to go long for a while, get on the other side of the 10 period. Oh, here we go. We're turning around. But let's go to the dailies. So kind of funny, I played the extremes, and where did it end up? But right, like, couldn't have been more in the middle of my two choices. That's how the market is sometimes. It did get down and touch where I had put. So in some ways, I was correct that it came down to this level and it touched and it bounced, right? Came down to the 32 level. Now, what's interesting about this channel, and if you can see it, that if we go up and touch the top of the channel, we're going to be at a new all-time high. So, which is quite possible. So the minute that it breaks this wick at, say, 39.71, I think we're going at least to retest the all-time high. So that might be a good trade to look at later if we get there. Where this ends up, man, I don't know. But typically, if this has gone, this usually, if it's going to turn around, will go up first and then go down. But this kind of went down. So I think it's going to go up. Let me try to figure out where this is going to end up. All right. Obviously, if we break above, it could wick up and stay above, basically making a new all-time high. If it touches, it's going to come back down. It could end up right in the middle again of both of these. I don't know. It all depends on the range. Right now, I'm honestly thinking more about it just gradually creeping down today, maybe going all the way down to the middle of the Bollinger, and then bouncing back to the 21 period. Has to pierce the pivot point in a bunch. So again, I'm trying to get better at this. We haven't had a close on the other side of the 200-day moving average in 10 months. So at some point, we're 130 days above that average. We're 330 days, 320 days since we've closed below its average. So at some point, we're going to have to retest that. I'm just thinking about that. There's a lot of rotation, it seems like, out of stocks and maybe into interest instruments. Oh my gosh. So we'll see what happens. Let's go to the other charts. To me, the Russell seems like it's leading the pack right now. So I wouldn't be, it's been ahead of the MES, and the NAS has kind of been the same, but this had its turnaround ahead of the MES, and now look, it's going to break the 200 and probably launch once this closes above it, and just ride this pattern up. It's been expanding, and this was just kind of a 2 candle anomaly, but basically it tested and tapped the 8 o'clock to 7:45 low that the others busted through. So this looks like the most bullish to me right now. Let's go to the dailies. I think this is just going to launch. Let's go to the dailies real quick and see where I'm at. So yesterday, again, had these 2 spots to pick that I really thought, we were going to hit, and it just decided the triple. I thought we were going to break this triple tap and go above, and we didn't. We stayed. I guess, thought, hey, if we don't break this, where are we going to end up? Well, I would have put one here at 77, and I would have put one down here. So I still would have been in the middle of either one of them. So let's see about today. So these look like the 2 most logical spots. Come up to test the 10-period moving average, 10-day moving average, maybe close, there just at the pivot point, and come down to the inner channel somewhere in this area, maybe go down to the 2 sigma, but this looks like a good call here. Let's go to the NASDAQ. Now the 4 hours looking interesting. Let's go to the NAS is either way behind or way ahead of the other charts. We have not this whole morning pierced the 200 period moving average. We're well below all this line in the sand at 844.50. So to me, that's the spot of contention right now. If we can close above that, then we'll probably have an opportunity to get back into this zone and maybe eventually pierce the 200 period. But right now, we are looking short until that's broken, which looks like we might come down and touch this again. And again, this one, at least I got pretty close to where my pick was. Thought it was going to come up and end there, break out, but you can see the 2 choices that I had. So today, where does the NAS end up? Hold on one second. Well, I think we've kind of hit the bottom. I don't see us penetrating, the line, the 89 period at 12,780. So it looks like we've kind of tested this a few times. If we do break it, wow, this could really go down, maybe into the 12.5 area. But I don't think we're going to do that. And it looks like we have a chance to close above 13,000. And if not that, then to go up to 13,270 and be close to this 2 sigma. So yeah. Well, it's been a pleasure to be here this morning. Let's just see where the MES ends up before we go. Well, I mentioned to the guys, I had a limit order at 38.50 to go long, and man, I would have made it, could have gotten back in at 38.50 and then made some more points. So that was a really good spot, and that was all based on the 4 hour, looking at 37 to 38.50 range if you look left. So 44.50 and then 38.50. I'm going to do a quick video on this because it was really insightful this morning for me and how to make positive points. Well, we've made positive points for breakfast. Thanks for being with us, and we'll see you on the other side.